Well, good afternoon, lady, or good. Yeah, it is afternoon.
Yeah,
I guess.
just barely. Well,
Just barely.
2 minutes. We'll make it.
Dan Morgan, John Walk. We are live at the TAPPS State Football Championship for 2023. We've been treated the first half of Emory Weiner versus Austin Veritas Academy. Great game, beautiful complex here at Austin. Give you guys a little look there behind us. Kind of a rainy day, a little mist out there, but a great first half of football. Emory Weiner leading things right now.
Score 30-8. Bennett Grossman and Byron Strug have connected 3 times for 3 of the Jaguars' 4 scores in the day, and Emory's just really looking strong. Veritas was able to come right back on their first drive of the game, but then really has not been able to kind of convert since then. So Veritas really kept it. It could have been 38 sooner. Young man from Veritas, number 9, Ethan Chandler, knocked down a pass on a 4th and 1 in the end zone, but then 3 plays later, the defenders fumbled on the 21-yard line, and 3 plays later, that third touchdown pass from Bennett Grossman to Strug.
So let's take care of some local business. One, we want to thank TAPPS for allowing us to be here today. Brian Bunselmeyer, the whole crew there at TAPPS.
I haven't seen Steve Prudhomme yet. I've seen Steve O'Hulan and Robert Huckabee. They're kind of the 4 horsemen of TAPPS, if you will.
Already got to visit with a couple of folks here today. Got to spend a couple of minutes with
and we'll pull him in. Cloyd Helton from the days of the early days of 6-man football in TAPPS out at El Paso Jesus Chapel School. Of course, his boy Bryce is the athletic director at Waco Live Oak Classical School, and I think he's doing the color commentary on the broadcast today.
Yeah, so we're gonna get him. We're gonna get him in here in between games, and we'll talk with him a little bit. That's a program going up to 11-man. Next year as well. First game on the schedule is going to be against one of the teams we'll see later today, Covenant Christian from Conroe.
Nice. Another team that's going to be going up.
So their first 2 11-man games are going to be against each other. I think they played each other twice this year.
And I think they were at one time last year as well too.
Right.
We'll have to.
Right. So
where's that going to be at?
I'm not sure yet. We just mentioned it earlier when we talked. So,
well, if it's in Conroe, we'll have to talk to Joseph Garcia about broadcasting that.
Definitely. So again, we appreciate those folks for allowing us to be here today. Dave Fuller will be along tomorrow to spend the rest of the weekend with us as we kind of bring you some information, some interviews and whatnot from some of the folks here at TAPPS and the movers and shakers. I'm sure we'll probably get a hold of an Abilene reporter or 2 at some point today.
Lubbock. The media business has changed even in the last couple of years. So I know a couple of years ago we had Mark Lube from the Shiner paper when Shiner St. Paul was here. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see our good friend out in Lubbock, Pete, and I can't think of his last name. I'm drawing a blank. It's called Getting Older. This is, for both you and I, Dan, I think our first TAPPS football state championship, we were in the same place. We didn't know it quite yet.
Right.
We didn't know each other yet.
1993.
Yep.
Down the street at Floyd Casey Stadium. Not there anymore, I guess. But
we had 4 games that day, and that was my first time covering TAPPS football. And, of course, we had 2 ties that day, and you guys at St. Pius, you're on Mike Jackson's staff at that time, and the first tie they went to penetrations, and I remember calling Bill McMurray back at the Chronicle, and the legend that Bill McMurray was. Bill goes, there hadn't been a tie in a state championship game since Fort Worth Masonic home in Corsicana in '31, and then Mike had told me later on. He said when they had the discussion prior to the game. What were they going to do? I remember Mike telling me, he said, look, he goes, I did not want to have my kids walk away if we ran into that situation in our game, that they didn't walk away without a piece of it. And so he I guess, had the opportunity to choose that if it was a tie, it was going to be a tie.
Right. So we did co-state champions that year. Great game. Quarterback from that team went on to play at, was it Air Force or?
Well, both of them did, Bo and Blaine. I think Bo was in that ball game.
Yeah. So anyway, lots of water under the bridge here for both of us. Unfortunately, starting to feel that water more and more here lately. But we appreciate you being with us. Do us a favor if you're when you're watching us on YouTube. Be sure and click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. We're just trying to build our subscribers up so we can do a little more live action stuff on our YouTube channel. As it is, we'll put this up in a few minutes on YouTube, and hopefully we don't run into our limit again like we did the last time we did these games.
That was a TAPPSCon. Well, we
had
how many?
TAPPSCon,
We could only do what, 10 videos, and
something like that. So we appreciate you being with us. We're looking forward to the second half here. You always listen on the TAPPS Mixler network, as well as you can watch it on the TAPPS TV network. You go to tapps.biz, tapps.biz. You can find the links to those broadcasts on their page. And
yeah, I mean, if you want to watch, there's a subscription fee. But if you're economically minded, and you can listen to the audio of that through TAPPS Mixler, and it's really, they do a great job with it. I know that when we're having to be at work during the week on some of the other events, I mean, we'll listen to it and then report things out via our Twitter account, at Team LSCSN, and so the crew just does a really good job, and it's great quality as well too. So.
Well, follow us on Twitter at Team LSCSN, as John was saying. Follow us on Facebook at lscsn.com. What else, John?
I think we're good. Like I said, we're looking forward to the second half of play, 30-8. We're about 8 minutes until we get back to action, and then they come back and wrap it up, and then we'll after the game, and then again we'll start to try to pull some folks here and get some content up on live here from the TAPPS State Championships 2023.
Dave, just for you, we're about to go have some Bush's chicken, so I'm just letting you know right now. I'll try to save you a gallon of gravy. But thank you guys for being with us, and we will talk again soon.